C-A-M-E-L-S.
Camels, get it back tonight.
In 1875, Richard Joshua Reynolds started the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. In 1913, he innovated the packaged cigarette. Prior to that, people just rolled their own cigarettes. He called his packaged cigarettes Camels, and the reason was because he used Turkish tobacco, and he was trying to imitate the very popular Egyptian cigarettes that were sold at the time. To design the package for his Camel cigarettes, R.J. Reynolds turns to a Virginia lithographer named Fred Otto Clissotal. R.J. liked the pyramids that he drew. He liked the palm trees. He just didn't like that camel. He didn't like his sad eyes, and he didn't like his feet. So in September of 1913, R.J. Reynolds sent a photographer named Andrew Jackson Farrell to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, because Barnum and Bailey Circus was in town, and he asked him to try to get a photograph of a camel. This is John Patterson. He was an animal trainer for Barnum and Bailey, and this is the photo that Andrew Jackson Farrell took. This camel was named Old Joe. First camel didn't want to pose at all. Old Joe didn't want to pose either, and he just stood there. So his trainer bopped him on the head, and the camel stood up straight, extended his tail, and gave us this look. This photograph was then given to the lithographer who designed a new camel based on Old Joe. They did a series of ads building up to the release of Camel cigarettes that said the camels are coming, but didn't say what product they were advertising. It wasn't until the fourth day that they mentioned that these were cigarettes. The ad said the camels are coming, and that was a reference to a popular Scottish song called The Campbells Are Coming.
The Campbells are coming, ho, ho, ho. The Campbells are coming, ho, ho, ho.
Within a year, R.J. Reynolds had sold 425 million packs of Camels. From 1936 till 1939, the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company would run ads that said that Camel cigarettes were good for your digestion. Then, in 1951, over a decade after they stopped running these ads, the Federal Trade Commission finally got around to sending them a cease and desist saying, hey, your product does not aid in digestion in any way. From 1946 until 1951, they ran the famous ads where they said,
more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Now, they claimed that this was done by an independent firm, but it wasn't. R.J. Reynolds was doing the polling of the doctors, and they would give the doctors free R.J. Reynolds Camel cigarettes before they started polling them. In late 1987, they created this version of Joe Camel to be their mascot.
He's the smooth character that means action in every one of the Camel Network clubs.
In 1991, the American Medical Association published a study where they interviewed 229 school kids about brand awareness. The headlines that followed screamed in bold font that more children recognize Joe Camel than Mickey Mouse. The current Wikipedia page for Camel cigarettes says that not only was Joe Camel more recognizable than Mickey Mouse, but also more recognizable than Bugs Bunny, Fred Flintstone, and Barbie. But the truth is, Fred Flintstone, Bugs Bunny, and Barbie had nothing to do with this study.
When Joe Camel tells young children that smoking is cool, then our children need our wisdom, our guidance, and our experience.
229 children between the age of 3 and 6 were shown the logos for 12 different brands. The Disney Channel logo, which is what they were counting as Mickey Mouse, had a brand awareness of over 90%. Joe Camel had a brand awareness with these kids of 51%. It's a lot less. For comparison, McDonald's had a brand awareness of 81% and Coca-Cola had a brand awareness of 76%. But the authors of the study focused on just 26 kids that were 6 years old. And of those 26 kids, 98% recognized the Disney Channel logo and 91% recognized Joe Camel. And the study wasn't even saying that these kids liked Joe Camel or had any kind of positive connection to it. They just were aware of this character and that it was related to a cigarette brand. Cut to 1964, a company is formed in the town of Medellin in Colombia called Camel. They were dedicated to manufacturing tire repair products. They worked with a company called H.B. Egan & Sons. Their Camel is facing the other way, and their product is not related in any way to the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, and never has been. The company is still around, but the logo they use today is a lot less reminiscent of the cigarette brand. R.J. Reynolds never sued, but they did put out this ad that showed a man holding a tire. I think the company in Colombia decided to do their best to make it look like the Camel cigarette brand so that way people would recognize it, see it on the shelf, and hopefully buy it. And I think as the public became more and more aware of the negative impacts of cigarettes, they probably noticed a drop in their sales, and that's why they changed their logo. Well, that's going to do it for this one. In a moment, a couple boxes are going to pop up. They're both good videos. You can watch either one. YouTube says you'll like this one. Also, I got a second channel. I hope you check it out. It's right over here. I'll see you next time.